that my hair is like it is. I have just got out of the shower and I'm not very well, so please give me a break. I just wanted to pop on here and give you guys just a little update really, as I feel like I haven't posted with Bobbie on this channel in a while, and while Bobbie's at work I thought that I've got some free time while I'm not feeling too great to just make a little video of what's happening. And yes, I do have my Christmas decorations up because it's 2020 after all. I wanted to make this house feel a little bit happier. Halloween's gone now, so Christmas next. As you guys know, I have touched briefly in my previous videos that every 3 months I take a tablet for 10 days called progesterone. I was put on this tablet about 3 years ago to induce bleeds, obviously because I have polycystic ovaries and I don't ovulate naturally, and this is just to give my lining a breakthrough basically, and so it doesn't get too thick and makes me bleed. We are currently on Thursday the 12th of November. I finished my 10-day course on the 10th because I always take my first pill on the 1st and my 10th pill on the 10th. That's just how it landed and how I've done it all these years. For the 3 years that I have been taking progesterone to induce a bleed, I have always bled before my break. You take it for 10 days and then you're supposed to come on within the next week to have your breakthrough bleed. Now, me being awkward and my body just doing whatever it feels like doing on the day, I would always bleed between day 6 and day 8 of taking the progesterone. Now, as I say, we are currently on Thursday the 12th, so it is day 12. I took my last pill on the 10th and we still have no period. So on Tuesday the 10th, so the last day that I took my pill, I went down to Grandma's as I usually do on a Tuesday because I give her and her husband their medications from the pharmacy. I wasn't feeling too good while I was down there. I just kind of felt, a bit heavy, a bit lethargic, and just kind of blamed it on, my period's on its way. I'm hormonal. I got a really, really bad headache. That's not out of the ordinary for me because I do suffer with migraines, but it was a headache that I'd not felt like I'd had before. It was really quite horrible. So I just cut my time short down there and I said, look, I am going to go home. This is where this story gets a bit confusing because I don't remember my walk home. Bearing in mind, from Grandma's house to my house is about a 10-minute walk, only down over the hill. I don't remember any of that. It kind of just felt like I floated home. I got in my door and I passed out. I don't remember that. I have never passed out in my life before. I just remember coming around and I was laid out in my hallway out there, and Bobbie was there just like stroking my face and stroking my shoulders saying, it's all right baby, come on. Apparently I kind of like shouted and screamed. Obviously I was frightened because that hadn't happened to me before. My brother was here at the time as well because he comes here after school. I got on the sofa and I was just feeling really shaky. My head hurt more. I already had the headache before I passed out, but where I'd hit my head on my floor, it hurt even more. I didn't get a lump or anything. Obviously me and Bobbie were still concerned because I was shaky and I had hit my head considerably hard on the floor. After speaking to my mum, just for a bit of advice, she said to Bobbie it's probably best to call 111. The reason that we go to my mum for this kind of thing is because she was a medic in the army, so she has that kind of medical knowledge, and I would have gone to my mum anyway, regardless of if she had medical background or not, because it's just your mum. But she told us to ring 111 because of obviously the head injury and the shakiness. They sent out an ambulance, not for me to be carted off to hospital, but just because they needed to do my obs, so my blood pressure, take my sugar levels. They put those stickers all over my body. What's that called? ECG? They like trace my heart. My blood pressure was slightly high and my pulse was slightly high, and also my temperature was slightly high. They kind of said to me to stand up and then they took my blood pressure again, and then it kind of sorted itself out. Every time I like stood up or tried to walk to the toilet, my legs would just like give away from me, so I didn't really understand what that was all about. I did have to tell them the last 48 hours I've been getting really thirsty, and no matter how much water I drank, I was just still so thirsty. And obviously with drinking more meant I was peeing more, so they kind of put it down to I've got a possible urine infection. This morning I did a urine test. Bobbie went and got me a little pop from the doctors, and I did a urine test, and I have sent that off now, so we'll see in like a week's time. They gave me the option whether or not I did want to go into hospital. I didn't want to because they would have had to take me to Exeter Hospital, and COVID is really, really rife in Exeter at the moment, and I didn't want to take up a bed if what I was going to be doing in hospital I could just do at home. Paracetamol every 4 hours and rest, keep feet up. I could just do that at home, and that bed could be for somebody else who really, really does need it. They kind of said that I was a bit of a pickle, and they couldn't really put it down to anything. It could have been hormonal, it could be flu, or it could just be a virus. I know it's not the flu. I need to move, I've got dead legs. Sorry, I had to move because I had really bad dead legs sat on my knees. It could be the flu, it could be virus, it could be hormonal. I know it's not the flu because you do get really, really poorly with the flu. And I do feel a bit sniffly, a bit nasally. I just know that it's not that. So I'm probably going to put it down to it being a virus. It's not COVID because we've all been tested. There's something going around other than COVID, and it's that time of year where you're going to pick up coughs and colds and things like that. And my immune system isn't the greatest anyway. So I've probably just picked up something like that. My main reason for this video was just to kind of check in, really, mental health check-in and things like that, because other than feeling emotional like I usually do on my progesterone, my mental health is okay. I'm noticing that I am like declining slightly. I think that's maybe because me and Bobbie are just like waiting for our letter to come through for our planning meeting. We are so eager to get started with fertility treatment, and we know that everything takes time. We've been so patient. I'm just crying about everything at the moment. I see pregnancy announcement after pregnancy announcement. I see people announcing their births. It's like close friends or family, whatever, and like I'm not saying that I hate them for that, because that's not me. I am really happy for them. And I know that one day it is going to be mine and Bobbie's turn to be putting those announcements on social media and taking pictures, and like I'm really looking forward to that, and I know that we will get to that. You know when you want a new car or you buy a new car and you think, oh yeah, no one's got the same as that, and then before you go and pick it up or you start driving your new car, you see that new car everywhere. It's like that for people who are trying to conceive or they're waiting on fertility treatment and things like that. It really is so true. Other than that, I'm okay. Bobbie's okay. She's still working. She's still doing her community care work, so I'm really proud of her for that. I had a little bit of rubbish news about the place where I volunteered, but I can't really go much into that because it's not officially news that's out yet. But maybe once it's allowed to be announced, I can maybe go into that a little bit more. So I've just having a bit of a rubbish time mentally. I know it's not just me going through it. Everybody is going through it at the moment. This is what this platform is all about for me and Bobbie. Documenting our journey, documenting how we feel. That's all I have to say really about that. No other updates as of yet for our fertility journey. We will be making a video once that letter comes and we know what the next steps are. Yeah, other than that, I hope everybody is well, keeping safe. Me and Bobbie will be with you soon with another video, hopefully telling you some good news. Take care, everyone.
That's why I gave you everything, held you close by the stormy sea.